right, so with these graphs, when I want to actually draw one of them, what I want to do is um, I want to look at what's happening in the equation, and then I want to find the amplitude and the midline and the period. All right, those are the three to me that are the most important. So amplitude, midline, period. All right, and then I'll deal with the rest. I then find a scale, which is the period over 4. All right, because I need a scale on my graph. So I'm going to draw the same thing each time. All right, and then I'm going to apply a scale to it after I'm done. All right, so I'm going to find the midline, I'm going to find the amplitude, I'm going to mark that stuff, and then I'm going to draw the same curve every single time, and then I'm going to put a scale on it because I need some sort of scale on the thing. All right, the frequency is kind of a silly thing. It's how many curves happen in one normal cycle. It's not really important for much of anything. Sometimes it might say, oh, sorry, what's the period? And in that situation, I would have to be able to answer the question. But realistically, the period is not incredibly useful for most of what we're going to do. So go down through, look at these. It's going to want you to write an equation. All right. I guess I didn't talk about that. But the amplitude always comes from the number in front of the sine or cosine, all right, without the positive or negative. Sometimes it's going to have a negative. We'll talk about that later. All right, the frequency is right there, and that you just use that to get the period, which is why people tend to write the frequency down. All right. And then the midline is going to be whatever you've got happening here. And should be familiar because these were shifts that we did earlier in the year, much earlier in the year with things where it moved up or down. So this is a shift up or down. All right, shift up or down. So we've got that happening there, shifting up or shifting down. All right, so that's what we're going to go through and do. We're just going to talk about writing some equations here. So then that way we should be able to graph some equations after we're decent at writing the equations.